Hey, Manifestor, DC Russ here. Just got back from my daily run. Decided to go ahead and shoot this video now while I had the impulse to. I was running, I had some things going through my head. I figured when I'm getting back, I'm going to just go ahead and shoot this video because the times that I waited to do something, when I got that first impulse and I didn't do them and I did them later, they ended up being just not effective. And I think my heart wasn't in it. So being a manifestor, for me anyway, my experience being a manifestor is when you get that impulse to take action, when it feels right and you want to do it, you just got to do it. You just got to drop everything and you got to do it. And I've had a lot of success with that. I've seen people who talk about when they're blogging, they put tons of energy and time and discipline and hours into it and scripting it and making sure their hair looks nice and, all these other things. That never worked for me. What really ended up working for me was just doing it. Just go, just do. Don't worry about if it's perfect. Just do it. You can fix it later. And that's been really awesome because it means I don't have to waste a whole lot of time scripting this video, for example. I just talk. So I think, being a manifestor, really has its strong points, but it's going to be, a lot of times it's going to be contrary to the advice you hear out there. If people are writing books and producing, videos out there that are generators or projectors, you might be able to get some gold out of it, but I think a lot of times it's really easy to fall into the normative advice. 80% of the world are generator, or 70, something like that, are generators and manifesting generators. Plus you got 22% that are, projectors. So, naturally a lot of the advice is not going to be totally tailored to a manifestor, which is why I do these videos and I write these articles, because there's not a whole lot of people saying this stuff, and I got to say it. It's my duty here. So I'm really stepping into the experiment of being a manifestor, really stepping into that, and it's scary because you got to be a little crazy, right? You just got to be a little crazy when you're a manifestor. You got to do things that are contrary to what other people would tell you to do. You got to do things that the advice of the world just would look at and be like, what the hell are you doing that for? But really, that's where I found the most success. And, I think it's important for a manifestor to have independence and freedom in their life, financial freedom, social freedom, freedom to live where they want and do what they want. Sometimes I'm working till 4 a.m. and then I sleep till noon. Okay. I now have that freedom. I created that freedom for myself. I didn't have it. It took me like 4 years, 5 years to get it. And now I got it, and it's really good. And so, most people say you got to go to bed at 10 or 9 or 11. I go to bed whenever the hell I want. And, there's a lot of pride. I got to be careful. There's a lot of pride there that can really, bite me. But I'm really, glad that I was able to provide that to myself. And I think that's important for all manifestors. If you're watching this and you're a manifestor, a manifestor, and you're just not taking that, personal liberty to as far as you can take it, I think you're cheating yourself. And I think there's a lot of fear there because manifestors they're apprehensive to take the advice of the world. Apprehensive to take their own advice because the world is telling them to do something else. So, you really got to step into your design, and, that takes courage, a lot of courage, especially as a manifestor, because you're going to be told one thing and you're going to feel like doing the other, but you're going to default to, well, they probably know best. They've had that experience, or they're older than me, or they're an expert, you got to be a little crazy. You got to hear stuff that makes sense and be like, I'm going to go over here and do this. And you might get into trouble that way, and I certainly have, but I still feel like I needed to go through what I needed to go through to get what I got now, which is total freedom. I have complete freedom, and I'm pretty stoked on that. So now I can step into my design even more fully, and I can do it better because I don't have the anxiety, the guilt, the stress of having to do things that other people want me to do. Now I'm free. And when I'm free, I can be in deep, deep peace. And as I tell all my manifestor friends, peace is what creates. It's not your time. It's not your effort. It's not your energy. It's your peace. So if you can be peaceful and then do what you need to do, you'll be just that much more successful. Peace is the vessel through which you will achieve the life that you want to achieve. And I really think in order to get to that place of deep peace, you have to have really deep liberty and self-control and ability to do the things that you want to do and live the life that you want to live. I call it lifestyle freedom. You have to have that as a manifestor, because that's what's going to let you get into that peace. And the peace is what carries you into the life that you want to live. And, you know, the time, effort, and energy, those are just vehicles. All right. You just get in, you do what you got to do, and then you take a nap, because let's face it, we're not designed to be running on full steam all the time. So, for me, there was a lot of guilt in that, you know, resting and taking a nap. I thought I was lazy. I needed more discipline, you know, but I find that the more that I just really take it easy, live my life, and don't worry about any advice that anybody else is telling me, the better life gets for me. And the more that I can shine my light to other people, especially manifestors, and help them live the design they were meant to live. So that's all I got this time. I hope this was helpful. I know there was a lot here. My thoughts were kind of jumbled a little bit from time to time, but, you know, take what you get out of it and leave the rest. And until next time, I'm DC Russ, Aligned Mentality. I'll see y'all later.